cumin seed. In goes the bindi. About half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Nice and dry. Here's a useful tip. When you're buying fresh bindi, just push it at the end of the bindi with your index finger and your thumb. And if it snaps, it's a good one. It's a keeper. So, I've got my bindi. I couldn't record in there because there's some music playing, so there might be some copyright issues. So, I've got my fresh bindi here. So, let's go home and do some cooking. So, I picked my bindi up from the shop and I came home straight away, washed them in a little colander and put it on the plate to dry. So because it's very important that you don't have any water in the okra, because as I'm going to cut them, the okra releases some natural, almost like gooey liquid. So the water will make it worse. So it's very important, wash them, dry them before you cut them. So here are the ingredients I'll be using to make my Bindi Bhaji, or my Gujarati friends will say Bindanu Shak. Alright, the fresh ingredients, obviously bindi, onion, green chilies, tomato, coriander. From the spice tray, all I'll be using is salt, turmeric and cumin powder, cumin seed and garlic ginger paste. Just a quick tip, just watch out for these things inside the bindi, which means this one is no good. Cut it and get rid of that bit, and you got that bit, is alright to use. I'm now going ahead and cutting the onions, and garlic ginger paste is a must in an Indian kitchen, and you can look into one of my videos where I do show how I make my garlic ginger paste. Just to be healthy, I'll be using olive oil. Roughly about 1 tablespoon of oil. Into the oil, the chopped up onions. So that's the onion in there, and to the onion I'm adding roughly about 1 teaspoon garlic ginger paste. I love garlic ginger paste. You can never have enough garlic ginger paste. Into the onion roughly about 1 teaspoon of cumin seed. And salt to taste. I'll put roughly about half teaspoon. Mix it in and cook for a couple of minutes. The onion has now been cooking for a couple of minutes. In goes the bindi. I'm going to go ahead and cook the bindi for a couple of minutes and stir it in between, make sure it's not stuck to the bottom and it's not burning. And what you'll find is if the bindi is not cooked properly, the natural liquid that comes out of the bindi will make it a little bit slimy. So of course I'm going to have a nice and perfect dry Bindi Bhaji, not slimy. So I'm cooking it for a couple of minutes and stirring it in between. So it's been about 2-3 minutes since I put the tomato in. But one thing I'll probably say is if you're new to cooking, especially bindi, tomato is optional, because once you put the tomato in, if you're not cooking it correctly, you might find it goes a little bit sticky. But as you can see, I put the tomato in, it's still nice and dry and not sticky. So this is ready to take the spices. Roughly about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and roughly about 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Of course, this all depends on how much bindi you've got cooking and how you like your spices. So I've got roughly about half a kilo of bindi in there. So mix it all in. Don't forget the green chilies. The bindi is now done. All I'm just a little bit of freshly chopped coriander. Mix that, and that's your Bindi Bhaji done. That's my Bindi Bhaji. I'll pour it like this so you can see there's no slime, there's no nothing, nice and dry. I'm serving the Bindi Bhaji with a plain paratha. So that's my Bindi Bhaji. It really doesn't take more than 10 minutes to cook, and some people are fearful of cooking bindi because of the slimy liquid that comes out of the bindi. So here it is. Now it's time to dive in. So got the paratha, it's nice and hot, warm. Get a little bit of bindi, and here we go. You should chew your food properly before you swallow. Yeah, so I think it's great. Tomato is optional. Sorry, no food in my face. Tomato is optional. You can put it in, you don't have to put it in because it's a nice hot day today in London. It's about 30 odd degrees today. So I thought tomato will slightly tanginess when the temperature is hot. It gives a nice feeling, nice texture in the hot weather. Does it make any sense? I don't know. I think so anyway. So yeah, nothing to be scared of making bindi. Try it for yourself. See what you think. And if you like my video, this one or other videos that I've done, please give a thumbs up or leave a comment. And you know, if you like it even more, please do subscribe to my channel. So watch out for my next video, and thanks for joining me, and see you again soon. Bye for now. So that was the bindi, and if you like my video, why not check out this really nice lamb shank fry dish that I did and hit that subscribe button.